if we noticed in the commercials that we're seeing, you're seeing more homelessness than ads.
Yeah.
You know, even if it's corny, it's still putting arm wrestling out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that I think our future is going to be a lot better. So what were you saying, Bart Kachuk?
So I was I'm not sure if you saw this, but so Jody Williams has his show Arm Talk, and he has a number of guests on there all the time, and it's great insight. But he was talking about something. If we're talking about the future of arm wrestling, and especially in regards to the WAL, would you guys ever consider having a event dedicated to just the women's division? Right, just having all the top tier ladies compete. Is that something that you can imagine?
I would love it because they are the best to set up.
Yeah.
The ladies are so much more respectful at the table, and they smell better, they look better,
Yeah.
they're much nicer. I say we just have a women's league.
Absolutely.
But I don't know if they would for the BNR thing, having a live streaming of them. We are under their guidelines so much, so they kind of dictate a lot. But I would say you'll probably start seeing more in the finales, and if we get more airtime, instead of that 2 hour slot, they give us a 3, or if they give us 4 slots. Every time it comes back up, we're hoping that they say, okay, you're going to take a month off, and then we'll do another 6-month run. That's what we're always hoping. But we're at their mercy, but as it's going, I think you will. And trust me, if there's more time on there, you would definitely see some more ladies. And it's in WAL trying to get a lot more international ladies involved as well. And
Perfect.
it's just, and I hope our ladies come forward more, and get more involved in the sport. It's hard sometimes for promoters. We put out all these divisions, and we get like 3 ladies that show up.
Yeah.
It sucks for those ladies that are like
Training
after, like another girl from our team that trains with Michelle all the time is Martha Swick.
Oh,
Martha Swick. Okay.
It was really coming up, man. She is. I think to brag on her for a moment. That girl is an athlete. She was she played in the women's professional football league before becoming an arm wrestler.
Oh,
really?
Gosh.
She was a killer tight end. Awesome. She's such a great person. And that's why she was like a sponge, is she's such a great athlete that she learned the sport so fast. And she's like so easily to show her something, and you're like, okay, now you can teach that probably better than I can, so here you go.
Yeah.
Tournaments, and then a lot of times it's like her, Michelle, and another one of our girls, Nicole Lynn or something, or Kate Bardo. It's just those 4 ladies there, I just hope we get more women, just for the poor women that are dedicating their time and training so hard. They need to be able to come out and get some great competition in these tournaments. So I think we need to be, maybe as a group, try to do some recruiting. From all our clubs. Recruit. And the thing is too, when we're recruiting, people don't have to necessarily just get out there and compete right away. It takes a good 3 years for the bone density until you're safe to where you're not going to get the arm breaks and stuff. So, I'm a huge fan of someone being a practice for as long as possible before getting out there in that live event. Because at practice, you can turn the intensity up at practice, and we'll do cut-use-to-lightest, single elimination. And just run through like that. And you practice the hits, you practice the tournaments.
Yeah.
It's the bone density is a huge thing. And I think guys need to get their people ready and not rush them into the competition. But recruiting, I think a lot of that falls on us. We need to get more ladies involved in sport.
Absolutely, and you're right. It isn't fair to the ladies who are in the top echelon, who are training every day, to go to a tournament and basically not get the competition that they train for.
Well, travel 6 hours
Yeah,
or something. Right. You get there, get a hotel room, you bring some family, they really are hyped up to see you compete, and then no one's in your class.
Yeah.
I feel terrible for that.
Yeah. And it doesn't feel like a victory, really, right? So, the recruiting, I think, too, it's hard because when you tell someone that, hey, you know what, you can probably work 2 or 3 years and, not be a champion. And really, these first kind of 2 years, 2 or 3 years, is make sure that you don't kill yourself. That's a big kind of weeding out process.
Learn how to arm wrestle.
Yeah,
you got to learn how to take the time. So if you're gonna take the time for your body to catch up to your mind, you might as well learn how to arm wrestle in your own point of power. Feel where it's at. Take the time to do it. Pay attention, like you said. There's so much information. It was you had to use a rotary phone and pick it up and call somebody to say, hey, tell me what's a top hook, roll, back pressure with a side of a little bit of a hook look like. They go, well, I'm going to tell you about it.
The abundance of information is like, we can go on there and we can see all these things that you guys took years to learn, explain it in 5 minutes, and we think we understand it and think, yeah, we'll be able to do that, and then don't realize that actually, no, that's the result of years of work, and this thing that I call a hook is actually just me finding my power and me not hurting myself.
Right.
And
yeah, I love it. Like I talked on the phone, I'd love to do a video like workout with you guys and show you the different harness systems of how you get hooked up and you find your starting point.
Yeah.
That thing when you move from Jason Bale to Travis, where you walk back and you just keep scooching back the table with you at that set up like this, so you're in your starting position until that fan, you're locked into your max hold to where your hand's about 5 inches from your face, and you see how much you can hold in that position and where your feet are anchored and how your hips are and squeezing, and there's your starting position.
Yeah. That's your spot.
And some safe ways of training side pressure, and just things that we've learned that can help everybody grow. But hey, back to the ladies part real quick too.
Yeah.
Julian came up with a really great concept. So he had us start adding like amateur women's. Like we have amateurs for everyone else. Why not have amateurs for the ladies? For the ladies that just, I would be afraid to have to go pull Martha and Michelle.
Yeah, I would too.
You know what I mean? That would be terrible. But so they need to have that too, and to keep costs down. Like I had something where it's like, oh, well, those are words that you might not use. So how about this? How about just get some medals or some awards and just put amateurs, women's, first, second, third place on them. Don't put a date. Don't put the name of the tournament. Don't put anything like that. And if you don't use them, you pack them up and you bring them to the next one.
Yeah.
That way you have them.
Yeah.
I love that.
But I think we need to try whatever we can to get more involved for our ladies that are already involved. Got to help them.
You got to get them hooked. You got to get them feeling comfortable, feeling good, and get them coming back for more. Get them to show up to practice. Right. Get them to train. Get them to understand the sport and the methods, and then you're going to start harnessing champions, right? And it's just
absolutely,
it's going to be fantastic. We would love to do that video training with you. That would be absolutely an honor. That'd be great. We'll have to plan that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So I do everything you said about recruiting, getting women into the sport. Absolutely true. And that's kind of an uphill battle at the moment, but I think it's going to get easier as we get more exposure and, everything from small videos like this to the WAL events. I'll tell you, we were so disappointed when we couldn't go to 601 when that got pushed, because we had our bags packed, our cameras packed, and we were going to suck up all the knowledge we possibly could from you guys in these after pools and during the tournaments. And God, we just cannot wait for this to get back into gear.
I tell you, I know usually you can find airfare pretty cheap to Atlanta because it's just a mecca of an airport.
Yeah.
I could not believe last year. This is when I knew, like, oh man, our sport is starting to grow. Before, WAL would have to, when we were first growing, we would have people like paid actors to fill in some of the seats, just for the filming concepts to make it look better, the audience and stuff.
NBA.
Well, that's not. We don't need that anymore. they don't do that anymore. They sell out at shows now, and they had this awesome I don't know if it's a VIP experience or the WAL experience at Atlanta where there's a pre-game party.
Yep.
Just like you would have a tailgate, but it's based around arm wrestling. And they have food out there. They have a DJ playing, and they have tons of just icons from the sport there. And
sick.
I couldn't believe it, man. I heard all the noise going on, and one of the guys said, "Bart," he's like, "You gotta come check this out." He goes, "Remember when?" He goes, "We were having to get people to come." He goes, "You won't believe how many people are out here." And we walked out there, and I was just in awe. And it was so many. I was expecting to see I'd see all the arm wrestlers I knew from the Georgia area and stuff, which I ended up seeing them. But I met so many people that are brand new to the sport. They don't even pull. They're just fans.
Yeah.
They just think the sport's cool. Met so many, and I could see all the women and people that are all get pictures of Mike IAW and stuff. Yeah. But I was getting called over to get pictures with these guys and their kids and stuff. It was really cool to see that we're starting to get a fan base.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is pretty amazing. Before we were just a small subculture of arm wrestlers.
Yeah, underground, an underground sport,
Right, and that's why, that's what some people don't understand, and they get pissed that the rules aren't like traditional arm wrestling. Unless you're an arm wrestler, watching traditional arm wrestling gets kind of boring if you're at a tournament all day, and it's every foul, we're calling every foul, restarting every match, it just, it gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
But this, that running foul system that Neil Pickup originally made up for Arm Wars has helped it make it more entertaining.
Absolutely.
And it's starting to pay off because I couldn't believe, man, all these people that are just fans, not even pulling. And then we've seen people they were traveling around to all the different states last year. I'm like, you guys were down in Richmond. They're like, yeah, we'll see you in Tulsa. I'm like, what? Really?
Jerry's kids, bro. Jerry's kids, bro. They're just a bunch of Jerry's kids. I love it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Dude, but that's how it is. I think, you look at any industry that gets built, that's the progression, and it can be even CrossFit. You could say, okay, well, these guys are really exerting a lot of energy. It's really close to Iron Man, but in the end, I'm watching people work out really heavily. Oh, yeah. But, they've turned it into a massive sport. It's a culture. It's
right.
They got a Netflix documentary now, right? The Fittest on Earth. And, even a micro example would be Neil's channel on YouTube, which he started not too long ago. All the way at 5,000 subscribers, I think, already right now.
Yeah.
And these are passionate people, right? Each fan is a fan.
And here's a little thing from the business aspect that I think a lot of us, we miss. So, all right, the match with Eddie Hall, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, what? He's a strongman. He's not an arm wrestler. Why the hell is this going on? Well, the crowd from strongman, a lot of those people are the same psyche that would like arm wrestling, right? Well, that Eddie Hall, did anybody ever check out how many followers he has?
Oh, it's
his
YouTube channel?
Amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? So now he's getting promoted for some arm wrestling match that he's coming up with Rob Bidget. Now you have all those people that follow him. Now they're checking out the league. So you're out there grabbing new fan bases.
Constantly.
Do you get it? This is how things grow.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So if people kind of question why the hell would that match ever be anything, that's a great promotion, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's a great promotion.
Well, it's more exposure too. It's why wouldn't you want someone of that caliber trying this sport that you love? You know, yeah, he's not an arm wrestler, but he could be, right? I mean,
right.
Who
and just
cares?
like that, like Juju, who's been getting involved, he has a ton of followers also, and it's helping get exposure out to the sport, man, out in that live streaming aspect and social media. That's where it's at. So if people wonder why those things kind of go on, that's it.
So Robin wants to know, Bart, do we know who is on 601 still? Is that a question you can answer?
Well, we know, I would say any match that had no international people in it, you can count on seeing those.
Okay.
Now, the ones that we had, the people that, you know, there's travel bans, you know, they're going to have to replace those matches. So I would say, like, I know, like, Adam and Jamie, you know, they should be good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any matches like that. But, like, unfortunately, Eddie, you know, I think would have to wait to see Devin, you know, because of the travel ban.
Yeah. That's all right.
You know, the ladies' match, that's going to have to change. Unfortunately, you know, we'll see in the future, but looking forward to that.
Yeah, Melon, yeah, no, that was going to be a good one, too. But, yeah, it all in due time, it'll all come back, like you said. One thing at a time. Our state goes stateside, and at least we get that, you know. It'll show off a few new people that wouldn't necessarily be there. Somebody else is going to fill the spot of Eddie Hall. Maybe RVJ's ready to go. I don't, you know, whatever else may be.
I think RVJ is always ready to go.
Yeah,
as a monster.
Yeah, are they ready to put him on the, you know, or is he going to, you know, on the card? If they get the call to say, oh, you know what, maybe late September people can start traveling around again, like I said, that is a matchup.
I certainly hope so for the championships in Atlanta.
Yeah, me too, man, because I would like to see how that actually plays out with those two in the long haul of the game because, yeah, mind over matter, he's going to get beat, of course, but, man, the captivation of it, what does he learn? Is it going to make a fan of him? You know, the other one I want to see get in it is Shaquille O'Neal. When Devin said that's the strongest man I've ever felt in my hand, there has to be something to that.
That lever?
I know, and that's what Ben Barrios Jr. tells us is that forget weight. Throw weight out of it. It's the height. It's the height that's going to make the difference of everybody.
That's why we have weight classes is for height.
You know, and you're going to... Yeah, exactly. And if you're going to be in there with somebody and they've got that leverage, you better learn how to do a cul-de-sac move and on everybody. Because I'm 5'7", all best. I mean, I got some Frankenstein furters that make me look pretty hot. The ones that, like, have fish in them, like American Pimp, you know? But... I'm telling you right now, I can feel the difference with this guy. He's got 2 inches on me, and when he decides to go straight back, it's like, what are you trying to do? Dude, ouch. That's, okay.
You feel it. It's just, that's how it is. That's like, for me, when I was hitting the Nationals every year, if I really wanted to be a contender, I had to stock it up and cut from 198, go down to 187.
Right.
Because of the structure, the body structure.
Right. Yeah, you get up to that height, yep.
Oh, kids, you have the 198 are guys that walk around 220.
Right.
Yeah. That's their comfortable weight.
Yeah, so that's just how that goes. That comes into play.
Robin says, I'm still available for Phil and me versus Sarah. There you go.
Because I know. It's only a matter of time that we're going to see Robin, I'm sure.
Yeah.
No.
Good.
It's only a matter of time.
Good.
She does. I mean, Robin has put in the time. She's put into work. She's a great competitor, and very. I tell you what, awesome at the table to set up. Very fair, good sportsmanship. Tremendous person.
Amazing.
Good sportsmanship. That's what I love to hear, man. And it seems like that's like, like we say, there's a few guys out there that they probably let a little bit of adrenaline take over control. And it is hard to to come back once you get jacked, man. I know how it is. I've been there. It's killer mode. But it's nice to hear that the majority of it, 99.9% of the time, is a gentleman's sport, and that's...
Yeah, it is. It really is. And, you're going to have your moments that you're heated and stuff like that. Yeah.
It happens, dude.
Can't make everybody happy. That's how it is in every sport.
I wanted to share one thing before we finish it up. Your coach story that you said, do your best when nobody's watching. That my first wife passed about 5 years ago, and that was the last thing she told our boy who was 7, was do your best when others aren't looking. And
it's so true.
Oh yeah, man, I've been told that since I was a kid too, and it's always caught me. You can do great things in front of other people, but to get up and be on your own and know that the path of it is solitude, and continue on it and be better when you come back. It doesn't matter who notices at that point. It's you. You've made the change. And
absolutely,
it's beautiful, man. Thank you.
Any person that's been a champion in arm wrestling, I would have to say they know that concept, because they do the stuff when nobody's looking. Instead of being an average guy and saying, I went to the gym, I'm tired now, and I'm going to sit home and watch some football or watch a movie with the kids, the people that are very successful, they sit next to their TV with this. You see that?
Yep.
Let me get it. I'm a terrible camera guy. Hold on. Jesus, I'll just do this. Hold on.
There you go.
With the fact, factor from it. Lightweight rotations, man. Sit there at your, at a concentration curl position, and they're gonna sit there and they're gonna do tons of rotations. They're gonna do those little tiny movements over and over and over again.
It's their lifestyle.
It's in every sport. You see all the success stories of the kids that the scholarships and stuff, and when other kids are going to parties on Friday nights, I remember those 2 twins, the ones with Seattle Seahawks, they said they would go run the sprints underneath the lights after their mom got out from waitressing. On the way home, they would wait for her, they would stop and pull off and run their sprints and just do, all those little things. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
I wake up arm wrestling. I wake up in an arm wrestling.
Just because you're not a champ doesn't mean you can't love the sport and have a great time with it also.
That's
Absolutely.
right. That's the beauty. There's amateur, novice, there's levels, and to get to that, nobody really. I mean, there are people that can walk in and go win a title off the street, yes, but that's very few and far between. The average person, like you say, Dave. Go down the gamut, the list. Adam, they've putting in the work. Levin wasn't a champion out the gate. Ron Bath, everyone talks about John Brezink, but Ron Bath has beaten Brezink 12 times. Eric Waffel, man, these guys have been at it for 20-something plus years.
They're legends in the sport.
Yeah,
they're legends.
They are. Mm-hmm. And they've taken their licks and losses, and they've teetered on down the line, and so the bigger the pool gets.
I think, I'm not sure, but I just think in the future we're going to see, like, at these tournaments, I think we're going to start to see legends of the sport, recognized.
Right.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Which, especially for a lot of the new people that are in here, and stuff, they might have heard the names, but to see a highlight reel and then to have that person standing there, and say a few words, I think that would help out any show. I think
Absolutely.
If you have a legend that's in driving distance and you're throwing a tournament, pay homage, give an award out that day.
Yep.
That says something about, like, if he's a great hooker, call to his, the Tawzilla Hook Award that day or something. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Whoever it is.
Pay homage to him.
It's good for the sport. People love to meet these people. They do.
Yep.
They love it.
Well,
I think it's a good thing.
I do too.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Just always remember that just because we're on the shoulders of giants, that we're not flying. We're just standing on top. We're learning, and the good thing about this sport is that if you're an elite competitor, you'll probably stay at that level for a long time because the longevity of this sport, it's unlike any other. Who else in any sport can be on top for 20 plus years? I can't think of any, but yeah, definitely that idea, paying homage to the greats, even at small tournaments, would be fantastic. And Bart, we have so much more to ask you and talk about. And this is going to be a few videos on this one because we're at 95 minutes. And I feel like we still barely scratched the surface of what you know.
Oh, I know. I could talk arm wrestling all day, guys. So sorry if I got long-winded on some stuff.
Don't apologize.
No. You know what? We're gonna do this again, like ASAP, like sooner than later, like.
Ooh,
and maybe
game.
Yeah, and maybe we can do like some FaceTime, like front to front before the summer's over.
Okay.
We can come visit you.
Hey,
or something.
before we go, one word of advice for the arm wrestling clubs around.
Yeah.
Whenever you guys are hosting tournaments, right? Take your new guys and let them shadow the down reps. Let them watch, show them how wide they're making the calls, and then ask them if they can start seeing it. And those guys that are shadowing, they will learn so much and see so much sitting up there, with your down rep. Have a guy on each side.
I love that.
Copy.
Okay.
Learning from them. And they're going to learn technique. They're going to learn the rules. And they're going to learn the heat of the moment. And they're going to learn respect for the sport and for their opponents and for the referees.
Fantastic.
That's beautiful. I hope we're going to adopt that. I'll make sure. I'll send the word.
Hey,
Jody will.
Honestly, even for you guys, any chance you have to say if you're not going to pull up that tournament, just say, hey, can I help shadow your ref? I'd like to shadow the ref and learn, or give them breaks or whatever. You learn so much from it, man. You do. You learn a ton.
That's what I've been saying. Ref. That's what we need to do. That's what I say. Sean Hancock has a ref class. I'm sure you know other guys. I want to take this too, and not, it's imperative. I think it does help you overall become an arm wrestler. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, know what they're looking for. I mean, we all know the infractions.
Yeah.
But till you sit in that seat, you will learn a lot.
Copy.
Really will.
10-4. All right. Well, let's put it on the docket. We'll try to get together in the next couple months and come visit you, and then do a live, do something live together.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Sounds good. You guys ought to book your tickets for Atlanta for September.
Yeah,
right.
You know what? That's what we should do. Come down and
It'll
party.
be a hell of an experience. You guys will love it.
All right, then that's what we'll do. We'll plan that. September, we'll see you. We'll do a show down then when the craziness is all set up, before or after, when you have the time, and take 30 minutes and hang out and party afterwards.
Yeah, how about maybe, also, and then while we have those minds together, maybe I could set up a couple of friends to join me and we could have a good seminar.
That would be huge.
Yeah, that would be great. We're going to talk about this, definitely.
Arm wrestle knees, man. Let's speak some arm wrestle knees, brother.
Bart, seriously, man, we took up a lot of your time, and we appreciate every minute. For these guys still watching live, I'm going to upload this in, probably 3 or 4 episodes, and we're going to talk to Bart again, absolutely. Bart, we're going to talk about future plans, training stream, like you said. Super excited. And again, thank you so much for everything you've done for the sport, for your passion that you bring to it with teaching, competing, refereeing. You're unlike any other, man, and to have you on here and chat with us is fantastic.
You're an arm wrestler. Well, thank you.
Hey, thanks. And you guys are helping everything grow, and I can't wait to meet you guys in person, and we'll lock up on the table and share some knowledge, man.
That's right, baby. Let our hands talk. Let our hands talk.
All right, fellas.
All right.
Clamp those hands.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, brother. We'll talk soon, all right?
See ya.
Yep.
Take care, Bart.
Later, fellas.
We're still live on that bad boy.
I know we are. That was rad.
You guys are going to see this coming in a few videos. It's going to take a couple days. so much stuff that we just learned from Bart, as expected. Such a great guy, and this isn't the last time we're going to chat with him on the channel. Certainly not going to be the last few videos with him.
We're going to go book our tickets right now for WAL.
Absolutely.
All right. Later, y'all.